Assalamualaikum everyone, my name is Tamzidur Rahman Prithul and my ID is 18301289. So today we are going to work with OpenRefine. OpenRefine is a software or a powerful tool for working with messy data, cleaning it, transforming it from one format to another and extending it with web services and external data. So let's start working with OpenRefine. So this is the first look of OpenRefine and this is where we can create the project. Then there are other options like open project, import project and language settings. If we want we can open any project from here. We can import projects and there is this language setting. If we want to change the language we can. And so first of all, today we are going to work with the data which I have downloaded already in my computer. But if we want, we can use URLs or web addresses. We can use data from clipboards. We can use external database or the websites from where we can get the database, and we can also get data from the Google data. Today we are going to work with the data that I have already in this computer, and I'm going to open it. And now I'll press the next, and it is, as we can see, that it is a .csv file. So this is the first look after getting the data. Here we can see that this is a CSV file. This automatically understands that what kind of file do we have here. So that's why we can see that it is a CSV file. CSV means comma separated file, and this is how we can see that it is a CSV file. But if we want, we can make it the line based text files or fixed width field text file. It's up to us. Sometimes it can make mistakes by understanding or making it another file, so we can manually choose it here and find our particular option from where we can get the file. So as it is a CSV file, we will select the CSV file, and there is this character encoding. If we want, we can change other stuff and make it other formats, but we are going to work with UTF-8. So we are going to create a project, and I'm going to put my ID here, 301289.csv. So I will create the project. So this is where I have created the project. As we can see that we have a lot of data to work with, and if we ever want to work with data manually, this is going to be very hectic for us to do. And in this type of situation, this OpenRefine is going to help us in a lot of ways. So in the first, we can see that this is the survey ID. If we want, we can press here, and there is this facet. If we press text facet, we will see that there is this box will come up, and we will have a lot of options from where we can select. But as this is a survey ID, that there is no common things between them. But if we press the same thing in here in year, we will see the difference. As we can see that there are 35,500 rows. So if we ever want to find out that I only want to work with the files that are there in 1982, and if I have to work it when find it manually, then it is going to be very hectic. But if you use this data facet, we will see that it's going to be very simple. If we just press the 1982, and all the data from 1982 are going to be here. But we still cannot see all the data because in this show as, we have selected only 10 rows. If we select 25, we'll get the 25 rows. If we select 50, we'll get the 50 rows. But while cleaning any data, we only work with a limited number of row or columns, so that it becomes easier for us to work with. So we have other options like text filter, edit cells. In edit cell, we have transform option, we have common transforms, we have fill down, blank down, split multi-valued cells, join multi-valued cells, cluster and edit. If we press cluster and edit, we will see that there are ways to find the data that are near to us, and we can like merge or edit the options to make it more easier or clean the data. In this month we have this edit column option. If we want to like move the column to the beginning, move the column to the end, move the column to the left or right, we have all the options here. If we want to rename the column, we can just like rename it from here. But if we ever want to work if we ever want to work with the manually, it is going to be very hard for us to change all these options, and we have to change it the 35,000 times. So this OpenRefine helps us to clean the data in easier ways so that we can work with this data in our future projects. In this plot ID, there is this sorting options. We have this view. In view, we have collapse this column, collapse other columns, collapse all columns to the left, collapse all columns to the right, expand all columns. If we press expand all the columns are going to get expanded. And here is this facet. We have timeline facet, we have scatter plot facet, we have numeric facet. If we press timeline facet, we'll see that there is this particular timeline which is going to come. But we don't have any kind of data with the facet right now, that's why we are not seeing any plots. But let's work with the year and let's put a timeline facet here. Let's work with the scientific name. Let's find like let's work with the locality. As we can see that there are no numeric numbers here, that's why we cannot work with the numeric facet. There is the scatter plot facet, which where we can like scatter or plot points here so that we can find a mathematical or algebraic term to make it more easier for us. We have notes here. As there is this refresh button as well. Then there is this transpose cells across the column into rows, transpose cells in rows into columns. In view, we have collapse this column, we have collapse all the other columns, all the columns to left, all the columns to right. In reconcile, we can see start reconciling. There are facets where facet by judgment, judgment action type, judgment action time step, best candidate score, best candidates type match, best candidates name match, best candidates name edit distance, best candidates types, and etc. We can see all the actions are here, and we can do it the way we want to work it with. So basically it works like that kind of data we get. Like sometimes we will have other types of data and we have to decide how we want to work on it. Like it will come up like this, but it's up to us how we want to clean the data and how we can make it much more easier for us to work with. As we can see, there is this period, as there is this plot ID. So there are times when we do not want to work with all the data. Sometimes we just have to want to work with a few data. In this kind of time, we can just choose the data and we will just work with only these two types of data. But if we want to work with, we can like exclude them. We can only work with this one data. We can also want, if we want to like, we can include, then we will only work with 1, 2 and 7. That's how we'll work with the stuff. And then we have dy in year. We can There is this sorting, there is this period. We can customize facet as well. There's custom text facet, custom numeric facet, customized facets, word facet, duplicates facet, numeric log facet, one bound numeric log facet, text length facet, log of the text length facet. But the best benefit of this software is that we can work with, like, there is unlimited times undo have we have here. So like even if we change 100 times, we can just come to the root stuff or the root project we started working with, and we will, all the steps are going to be here, and from here we can just extract the step if we ever want to work it with on another project. Sometimes we have different, like same types of projects, and we need only a few of the steps of them, so it is going to be hectic for us to work again, because there are, we can have like millions of data. So in that kind of situation, we can only take a few steps from this project, and we can just like copy it from here, and we can like apply, and then it's going to, and press perform operations, and it is going to do the same steps again. And this is another way of making cleaning data easier for us, cause these are the same steps we have to work with. And here we can, like, if we ever want to change anything, we can press this edit and just change the data. We can like press 67 and then apply. It is going to work. See this in the undo or redo option, we will have this another step where we have changed something. And then if we want to like see text facet, we'll like press it, and the facet will see that we have like a lot of options here. And now if we want to see the timeline facet, and we can have like all the options here: customize text facet, all the options, word facet, custom numeric facet, transpose, edit columns, remove this column. If we ever want to remove this column that it is not going to help us in the project, we can just like remove it. And from here we can see that all the data, and we can see how many times it is in the data in 3 by 3. We can, it's going to help us that it is available 3 times in the data. And sometimes the main thing in data sets are, like, suppose this is the scientific name, and in data we will see that the same scientific is available in different types of data, but the names are different, like the ways of writing the names are different. So we can just like edit from here and make the name same, so that we'll see that all the names are going to be the same, and we'll see that it gets more sorted out, so it gets a bit easier to find the data. And this is the way of making data clean actually. And in all, we'll see that edit rows, we can like unstar rows, and in view we'll like expand the view and show hide the null values in cell. Like if we want, we can like show or hide the null values. See, the null will go. Transform, if we want to transform, we can like transform. There is history, start, help, the way we want to work it with. As we can see that transform and history, start, help, preview, set to blanks, store error, the way we want to work. Like from here we can see that the columns we want to work it, we can just like select and press OK, then all the other columns are gonna like go away. But if we want, we can like also work with all the columns. It's totally up to us the way we want to work with. And then there is this edit cells, common transforms, blank down, fill down, replace, cluster and edit. Like in cluster and edit we have like fingerprints, Ngram fingerprint, we have metaphone tree. Like these are keying functioning methods. Like in this way the data are going to get synchronized or get stabled in a way. Like we have to figure out our ways of editing it or working it with, like some might prefer the fingerprint, some might prefer the metaphone tree. Like it's totally up to that particular being how they want to work with. So from here we can like edit and make the thing easier for us by, or we can like cluster, we can like merge or recluster. Like so basically it is not clustering, it is reclustering because it is already clustered once. So yeah, that's how we will work with all the stuff and we can make our data clean. So thank you, this is from me.